two shadows step into the doorway of the nearish noonday sun. The figures, one kind of eclipsing the other from behind, begin to step in. You notice one of them begins to step from table to table, kind of glancing about with a sort of grace to the movement. The other staying a few feet behind. Taliesin, if you'd like to describe your character, please.
Oh, wait, what?
I didn't think we were going to be so soon. I know.
Neither did I.
I didn't either.
But here we are. A lavender. Damn it, Travis. A lavender tiefling with red eyes and curled, very pierced, extremely ostentatious horns that are just pierced with little gems and little baubles. He's got a tattoo that seems to be running up the side of his face, a kind of peacock tattoo that goes off into his very ostentatious, ridiculous, overblown robes that he wears, and his two swords and pouch dangling at the side of his hips. He's very, very broad in his dress.
So literal and figurative peacock.
Oh yes.
One of your characters?
No. I know, mine. Who knew? Well, I don't believe I've ever seen a group of people more in need of a good time in my entire life. Mollymauk Tiefling of the Fletchling and Moondrop Traveling Carnival of Curiosities. If there was ever a group of people that needed a good time to go out, have a laugh, see things that you have never seen before, and my God, take my word for it, 1 month's time, people will be buying your ale to hear the tale of what you saw at the Traveling Carnival of Curiosities this night.
We saw your tent going up.
You did.
We did.
We were actually going to go without the flyer,
Yeah.
but now we also have a flyer.
It's just 5 copper. At steel, it's 5 silver. It would be a steal. 5 gold, worth every penny. But if you've got the 5 copper to spend, we would happily have you all.
Oh shit.
Do you perform?
I'm less of a performer and more of an intermediary for these parts. I do on occasion perform. I can read fortunes on occasion.
I was going to ask if you read fortunes. Can you do one now?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Oh my gosh, you're so smart.
That's what they told me.
Look at this guy. He knows everything. I don't.
Well, who has coin for a fortune?
Do you know my name?
What is your name?
Jester.
I know your name now.
What is your name?
Oh, my name is Molly to my friends, and we're friends now, aren't we? Oh, pleasure.
Molly?
Molly. Look at this guy.
Mollymauk, Molly for short. This is Yasha, she's the charm.
Hi, Yasha.
Your first card, the Silver Dragon. Yes. This is good. You're pure, you're of virtue, you are a worthwhile and wonderful human being, obviously, or creature of some repute.
That's what everyone always tells me.
It's true. And heading towards the anvil.
What is that?
And is a destiny forged. There's something bright and adventurous in your future.
Wow. You know, we did just defeat a really big snake, so maybe there's even bigger things coming up, you know?
The serpent card appears. Of course you did.
Oh my gosh! Look at that! How did you even do that?
I saw all the cards. I'm just simply a vessel of higher powers. I very carefully start unfolding my robe, and it has my swords very carefully laid out in there from the little closet. I do a little prayer, put everything back on.
Are you praying over your swords?
Yeah, of course.
Is that part of your thing?
You seem honest.
Try to be.
Well, swords are magic. They're, according to my mom, go back in our family generations to a very unusual, rare line of tiefling that came from a demon of ice that lived inside a volcano. And our family, and I take this with a grain of salt, were royal guards. We're entrusted with these magic swords, and these swords can only be activated by the blood of the royal family. And so, in honor of any fighting I ever do with them, I make sure that my blood is at least drawn once.
That's quite the story. Can I insight check her?
Yes, you may.
Sure.
There is nothing but death for you here. And I'm going to attack vicious mockery on him and show him the bottom card and like.
You a bard? What the fuck?
So.
At this point, Molly, as you're ahead of the rest of the group and you're making your way through the trees, Toya begins to stir in your grasp. And she's kind of... Her eyes kind of open a bit as you're kind of holding her, and she looks up at you with these confused and kind of lulling around in the sockets from it before they see you and clarify. Molly?
I know, dear. Come on, you've been through a bit, and there's been some bad business.
What happened?
Friend turned on us, but it's going to be all right. I'm gonna get you home, all right?
Wait, what? Where's Kyle?
No.
And she starts trying to fight your grasp.
Yeah, no, it's...
Bit and go, I'm scared.
I know, it's gonna be a bit rough, but it was for the best. I'm so sorry. Some people just turn. I'm so sorry.
What happened? I don't...
He got sick. So there was something inside him. There was something that just made him do some bad things, but it had to be taken care of. You're gonna be all right. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you can excite me. I feel like there's something that you have to show that's really, really exciting. I'm not entirely sure it's all about stamina. I think you've got something, and you did that on purpose. I think that's I don't know, this is, talk to me like I'm a child. Show me something I've never seen before.
He goes,
I'm fishing for drugs, I'm not gonna lie. Is there beer downstairs? Is there ale?
You can go ask.
I'm gonna drop my things and run downstairs.
Okay. You come downstairs, there's nobody inside. This is not a tavern night for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
Right, what help you?
Is there a drink? Is there smoke?
Smoke you don't have. But drink, that I can give.
I'll take something interesting.
Interesting, you say. Takes out a bottle, looks like a deep green glass, and kind of uncorks it. Takes a small, looks like a shot glass almost, that has a bulbous bottom, pours it to the very, very top of this liquid that looks like a deep kind of sea teal green, and slides it forward.
Fast or slow?
Well, depends on how much you like to dream.
How much?
For that, and for what I heard you did, it's on the house.
Nonsense.
For the night. You want more? You're paying top shelf price.
What's the top shelf price?
For that drink there, I'd run you about 3 silver.
I just put a gold on the table.
Not
Consider it
a
a
complaint.
Consider it in advance. It's been a rough night for everybody.
Right, of course.
And I'm going to sip this mother.
It has a very, very,
jingle.
has a very, very smoky kind of like oak barrel flavor to it at first as it hits your tongue, and then it kind of burns into this very medicinal, herbal, almost anise mixed with burnt charcoal.
That sounds nice. I'm going to sit and sip this and grin and very silently have a mild nervous breakdown about what just went down.
Okay.
Do you have to pray over your swords or anything this morning?
No, everything's fine. They just sort of, they do what they need to do.
Oh.
I just have to keep them clean.
Yeah, well, we were sharing a room one night, and Molly has a ritual where I think it's just part of his, custom.
Oh.
Yeah, he
Interesting.
performs over his swords.
Yeah, I have to take care of them, else they'll stop working, of course.
Sure.
Do you need to feed?
They do actually. Yeah, I've got to feed them some. Well, it's complicated. I don't like to go too deep into it, but I've got to use my bloodline on occasion. Actually, since we're already on the road, I should be honest. I wasn't entirely telling the truth when I talked to you that night.
No.
Well,
Stop it.
So honest. What is a
oh, you're just a bundle of truth too, aren't you?
what is a bloodline?
Oh, I suppose it's only fair. I did tell you that these swords are special and that they sort of use the blood of my family to activate themselves.
Yeah.
And I know I might have said I was from a long line of priests, and that...
Oh my God, you killed your whole family.
I didn't kill my whole family.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Keep going. Sorry.
Our family were less the priests and more the sacrifices, and we may have stolen the swords and run. I've been trying to keep a bit of a low profile when it comes to some of the authorities.
Yeah, I mean, for fear of your life, you ran.
It's been a long time, but I'd rather not run into them.
What gods were you being sacrificed to?
Oh, I couldn't tell. It was my parents. I was just wee by the time that happened.
So is there a roving band of priests that are trying to find you right now?
Oh, I hope not. I mean, it's been a long time.
And where's home? Where's this place that you stole?
My parents never spoke of it.
And you got to
Somewhere out east.
the circus from that how?
Well, it was a bit of a mess, but just sort of ended up there eventually. Just looking for a place where I could rest, I suppose.
It's funny you gave me an answer, but you didn't really give me an answer.
Well, I don't know you that well.
Kind of what he's been doing like this whole time.
That requires a drink.
I understand that sentiment. Trying to find a little respite, little peace. Yeah.
It's a good place to be if you want to run but not run.
Are there any others of your family out there on the run?
Not that I've ever met.
Was it just your parents and you that were being sacrificed?
You know, I don't know. I never thought to ask.
Did they want to kill you or just take your blood?
Apparently they needed us alive for it, so there was that.
Oh, so it wasn't so bad. They just slowly
Doesn't
drained
sound
you.
that bad, right? Yeah, they're not going to kill you.
So I was told.
I mean, isn't that kind of what you're doing to yourself on like a daily
It is
basis?
what I do now. It's not that bad though. It's you know, it doesn't leave a mark really.
You're in control of it. You're using it for yourself.
Oh yes, of course, and it can be come in handy.
Does it have to be your blood?
Oh yes, of our bloodline apparently.
Have you tried any other bloodlines?
Well, I cut a lot of people with them. Would you like to take a run at it? You could be lucky.
I'll save that for another day.
I had a funny feeling.
I'm tempted.
I'm gonna take a swing at the big guy.
Go for it.
That's 16 to hit,
That hits. Good roll damage.
and that's just using my normal one for this one. That's 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. As soon as it rears from the attack forward, you watch as in a flash, the cloak billows of Mollymauk's arrival, and as the cloak falls, you just watch as the gnoll's head just rolls off of its shoulders. You didn't even see the blow that struck it.
Bonus action with the glowing sword goes down into the hyena.
Go for it.
Well, hot damn.
I'm gonna douse the flames. I'm gonna run down to the priest and douse the flames, and then give Caleb a good slap in the face.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Caleb comes to.
Hey! Back in the game. Time for that later. You all right?
Yeah.
All right, big kiss on the forehead and I'm walking away. Okay. I'm gonna use Devil's Tongue.
Come on. We're all friends here. Why don't you just walk away, leave your things, and just admit your defeat? It was a good try.
A man makes a valid point and just starts taking his trousers off immediately in the place. All the other guys go.
Take it off!
They
Take it all
all
off!
start pulling and stripping their armor off, and as they take their masks off, you can see a lot of them just look like dirty, poor, wandering brigands. happening.
So, now that the leader's dead, who's the de facto leader here?
Speak up, be bold. Two of the ones go, me. They both look at each other and shoot each other down with these horrible glares and go, no, it's me! Again, at the same time. But say, fuck you, at the same time. Go! And they're just kind of frustrated and
Do you
go,
know parchment shears stone? Do you know? Yeah?
Parchment
Parchment shears. Do you know that game?
yeah?
Pick your leader.
Do it. Come on.
They both kind of come together and
Kiss yourself, Matthew.
all right, the one on the left, who looks to be a scraggly redhead, probably in his, probably close to 20 or 21 years old, wins the bout of Boulder Parchment Shears.
Step forward. Would you agree that the previous leadership of this group has probably failed you on some level?
No, I'm gonna say so. Yeah. No, I mean Trevor.
Look where you are right now,
I
son.
know, Trevor's turned to ashes.
It was a bad decision.
It was very bad. He was a very bad man.
Perhaps you should rethink your line of work.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're all right. Right? And all the boys go, right.
Molly, I think they also need a bath.
All right, here's the deal. If everyone's fine,
Yeah.
You gonna bathe me?
maybe. Put your clothes back on. This is just embarrassing. All of you, don't pick up your
Leave
weapons.
Your weapons.
They start taking their clothes, and the one who this young kid beat at Boulder Park from Shears like, really fucked up, Zenny.
Do not criticize new management until it's had time to take full effect.
Right.
Right.
They all start putting on like bits of their clothing. Most of it they're just kind of holding under their arms.
Now, line up. Line up.
How many are there?
9.
No,
8.
not
No, there's
that.
8 now, and
Okay.
3 of them look like they're hurting pretty bad. One of them has their own crossbow bolt in their chest that Bo threw, and it's still there, and he's like, just kind of holding it.
Now you're all gonna leave tonight. You're gonna find something better to do with yourselves. And remember, no matter how you die or where, we can identify your bodies without the heads. So be careful. And I'm going to give and Align 1 gold piece each to each of them in a row.
Yes. I like that a lot.
They all look very confused.
Now for this, you promise that your terrible bandit days are over, because you're really not very good at this. I mean, we were barely paying attention. This is pathetic.
Well, you were barely paying attention.
Well, let's not cast aspirations on new management. It's only been 2 days.
They all kind of lower their head, and one of them goes, "Yeah, Zenny." He's like, "Shut up."
So you're all walking away with 1 gold.
Right.
It's about as well as this night could have gone for you.
Make sure you wash your gold thoroughly because they're all infected with syphilis.
There's so much syphilis.
2 of them just like drop the coins on the ground and then pick them up again, but like with the bits of their cloth.
If I will, I feel like our money should still buy something. You know, a service. We need to teach these good men to make money based on the services they provide.
Precisely did you have in mind?
You all have one fucking job. You go and you tell all your stupid friends no one fucks with the Mighty Nine.
You see as like 3 of them are like quietly under their breath. Mighty Nine, okay.
But spelled like N-E-I-N. The Mighty Nine. Don't forget it.
It's at that moment you think you've lost most of them.
It's in Simnian. Partially.
All right, I mean, unless anybody else has anything to say.
That's all I got.
All right.
Yeah.
The travelers with you all forever and ever.
Use thaumaturgy to make that big.
Definitely.
You Gandalf voice it for a moment, and they all kind of take a step back. So, leaders, anywhere are we off to? He's like, I think, let's just head to Felderwin.
It's a very bold decision. Well done.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go away!
Okay.
And since what I can do is I can do a vicious mockery again. Yes. So I'm going to cast vicious mockery and just and give it a shot and
that's creepy.
make a roll against wisdom.
Okay.
You could say anything with that voice and it would sound awful.
That is a 12.
I think it's a save versus wisdom, so...
yeah, your spell DC would be 8 plus your proficiency, which is 10, plus your wisdom modifier, which is what?
Wisdom modifier is 3.
3, so yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Aye.
Come on.
So that's a...
Mock him.
All right, I mocked him, and that's a...
Mock him to death.
That's 3 points of psychic damage, and he has really does it not even matter, and then he has a disadvantage on the next attack.
How do you want to do it? So you mocked the spider to death.
Something about my words are just making his blood boil. Hang back just for a second and wait, and I very quickly
the senator from the first episode.
Just gently socially pin Caleb to the wall. Face to face, as awkwardly close as I can get.
Definitely not looking you in the
No,
eye.
you're not.
Makeout session.
Hey, Caleb. I'm fine if you skim something off the top, that's fair, but be clever about it. Just distribute 60-70% of what you find. Okay? Good boy. Give him a little slap on the face and I go up.
Okay.
Nothing for me.
Okay. You watch as Knot slowly creeps into the room, heading over towards Ford's pack.
What you doing?
There's no liquor in here. Oh boy, I better go down to the bar.
What were you looking for?
Nothing. Liquor?
Were you looking for this? And I hold up a folded piece of paper. What will you give me for it?
I'll give you a whole gold piece.
Oh, no, something. I don't want money, I want something. Give me something.
2 gold pieces.
Not gold pieces. What do you have?
Let me look. I have a vial of acid.
That'll do.
What is this?
It's a blank piece of.
Maybe it's invisible ink.
I hand back the acid. Just don't try and go through her stuff. You're just gonna get caught.
All right.
I'll head up to my room first, and I'll pull Molly up with me because I need to have a word with him.
Alrighty.
Molly, listen. Yeah. I can't get over the fact that Knot was going through my stuff. I want to set a little bit of a trap.
Oh, you want to set some sort of trap or an example for
I
us?
just want to see if she's, learned her lesson or not.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to put an object in the middle of the room with our door open. We're going to hide out of sight. You game?
This seems a little unfair. Sure.
Great.
Right.
I'll use minor illusion to put in the middle of the room a bundle of buttons with a tall, shiny flask covered in jewels right in the middle of the room.
Alrighty.
We want to put down some ball bearings. I've got a good bag of them.
I mean, I guess so. Once she's in, we're going to shut the door. I just want to figure out what the fuck she's sneaking around for.
That'll do.
Okay.
Alright. And there you see a shining bag of what looks like glittering coin and what looks to be buttons, like spilling out of the top of this small
What would this
sack.
even be? And a flask on top?
Yeah.
Why would this even be?
Do I see Ford's belongings over near his bed?
Yes, you do.
I'm going over there.
As soon as she comes in the door slams shut. Molly, get the window.
Right.
I draw my hand crossbow.
Not,
Are you an imposter?
no. We are going to have a talk. Don't try any funny business. Why are you trying to sneak through our stuff?
I would never do that to a friend.
Molly told me. Molly told me you were in here rifling through my stuff.
I was hungry. There's a definite explanation for this.
What were you looking for?
Seafood. You must have some on you. You're of the sea. I love shrimp, and I never get a chance to get any, so we're so landlocked in here. I love the taste of the sea.
Do I believe her?
You can go ahead and make a insight check.
Natural 20.
Oh, I was not looking for shrimp.
Not dear. Why don't you tell the nice man the truth? Devil's tongue.
Oh, what is that? What does that do? What is that?
Oh, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's why I brought you in here.
Wisdom. 10.
No, I don't
You are
think that-
charmed by Mollymauk.
What does that mean?
Meaning
Charmed.
That means
you're very friendly and amiable, and take his advice and suggestions like a very dear friend.
yeah.
Oh,
Probably just tell him what you were really looking for.
I was looking for your letter to the Solstice Academy.
So how long do you need to make? How long do you need to make your face all leopard up?
About an hour.
About an hour.
About an hour.
You're just gonna sit here
And
for
who
an
said I was
hour?
going to do my face?
Couldn't you maybe just act like...
We don't want him to look at it too
You just
closely.
look like you're just cough and
Yeah,
stuff.
could you be a sick tiefling?
Oh, I'm going to do that too. I got a plan.
Right, so you're going to spend time and apply.
I'm going to
I've
make.
got it. I've got it. Faster. What if Caleb just burns all of your clothing and you go in as a burn victim?
You're not going to touch my clothing.
I
No.
don't... That's not... We're not doing that.
No, we're not setting fire to my clothing. I'm going to. I'm going to mess up my junk. What fierce?
Oh
Your
my
junk?
Where?
God!
Gross.
In the street?
No, and back at the. Are we? I mean, like, do we have a place where I can work, or am I going back to the leaky tap, or is that too far away?
I mean, it's up to you. You can try and duck into like a shaded corner
just,
and
like,
then spend an
paint
hour.
your
Hour
dick.
painting my dick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some privacy for that. I'm also gonna need to order some breakfast food, something eggy.
What? Fuck's sake! Jesus! Really?
Really?
Okay. All right.
I thought you wanted a distraction.
I do. I'm all about this. Let's go find breakfast. Jesus. Oh my God.
Can I help you?
No, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I don't need to do any of
you
it.
need
No,
help. It's
I
real
don't.
gross.
I'm fine.
He reaches down and pulls a cloth up and puts it immediately over his face. Okay,
No, I don't like. I was born in a place like this. I don't want anything to. I'm gonna give myself a little. Sir, there's. And I'm just gonna go for it right in his face.
21. As soon as you spray in the face, like takes the scarf off and like, sit down, please. And he points over to what looks to be a bench right off the side.
I'm gonna start crawling along the floor, and I'm gonna actually just cut myself a little bit on my neck since I'm used to it. I know I don't mind a little blood. I'm just gonna give myself a good cut. Maybe there'll be a little ice fleck. I don't know if I want to activate that, if it'll work on my fingernails, but what the fuck? And I'm gonna just start crawling, leaving a trail of vomit into the next room, going, no! No!
You know, spitting and freaking out.
Yeah.
The two clerks that are now trying to push Funkin out are trying to escort you. They see you. Like, sir. And they start like grabbing your arms and lifting you up.
And I'm like still bleeding from the neck.
Like, they start dragging you into one of the rooms on the side. They open one room and there's somebody in there already who's like was sleeping but is starting to come to, going, what's happening? And sorry, close the door, go to the next chamber and start dragging you into an empty room.
I'm going to go limp.
Okay.
And then the minute that the door's open, I'm going to make a break for it.
All right. They open the
And I'm out.
Just bolt,
I'm going to bolt. Full speed.
and they just hold you back.
It's magic! I'm possessed! Oh. I turn to one and there's the power of God's compulsion. And I'm going to use Devil's Tongue, and I'm going to do a couple points of damage to him.
Wait, Devil's Tongue or Vicious Mockery?
Vicious Mockery.
So they shove you into the chamber. They close the door as soon as you kind of land on the ground, and you hear it lock behind you.
All right.
Because you're now a danger patient
Yep.
who needs other glancing. Breaks on both sides of the window. You watch as the window just shatters outward.
I'm just going to jump out of it.
All right. Well, the pane itself is about that big, so you're gonna have to take more of the window with you to do it.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. You just shoulder roll, leap through, shattering the window out of the infirmary, rolling into the alley. You see this happen as Molly just like chaotic spill of glass shards and purple skin.
Run!
And dull gray robed person arrives, but their body is covered in a dark black, almost panther-like fur. Their face is cat-like with ears that curl up. This is a black tabaxi that has turned around the corner and goes, "Halt, friends. I do not recognize."
Oh.
Lucian,
Oh. What?
you're alive.
What?
I'm sorry, friend. I've got one of those faces people just tend to recognize.
Lucian. He goes forward and just does a huge hug.
With it.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Yasha, do I do this or do I not deal with this?
Well, I think you should deal with this.
I don't want to deal with this.
Does any of this sound familiar to you from your past?
I hate this. I'm going to stand up and walk over to Cree.
Okay. Cree is kind of still standing by the bar with the satchel, and as you stand up and start approaching, she kind of smiles.
A lifetime ago.
Indeed. I can't tell you, it's so good to see you.
I have a weird question, and I apologize for it. The spell I used to get away, it meant I wasn't there for as long as you thought I was. I missed how a bit of everything ended in the end. I hate to ask, but I was long gone before anything really started to go down. How did everything end? Can you just I'll explain why in a moment.
Well, I mean, you had acquired the tome with the ritual spell that you required to attempt to reach the city. And that lady, I don't remember her name, the spell slinger from the capital, she came and oversaw and performed the ritual for you. I don't trust those folk, but I trust you. And if you trust it, then that was enough for me.
Aye.
And you gave us a speech. We had a fine meal. And we all got ready there in the forest.
That's where I lost you then.
And she said it'd be hard for us to tell whether or not it worked at first, but we went and checked and you were not breathing. For a good hour you were not breathing and you were gone cold. So we knew then that we had lost you. So we checked, and I'm very attuned to vitals, as you know. So there was no heartbeat. So we waited longer. And the sun rose, and nothing. So, as you told us, if anything were to go wrong, we had to get rid of any sign, any trace. So, not far from the Tomb Taker hideout, we buried you. And we went our separate ways. She took the tome, the mage woman. That was part of the arrangement you had with her.
Gonna have to find her again at some point. The reason I've stayed quiet, it was never going to work. Somebody was working against me. I don't know who, but I can't trust anyone. I saw how you reacted to seeing me, and I'm willing to believe it wasn't you who turned. But it could have been her, but it could have been one of us. That's why I needed to keep it quiet. Please. There'll come a moment where I can tell you everything, but it's so complicated. Please just keep it quiet for now.
Of course.
Until I know that everyone's going to react the way that you did to seeing me.
Right, of course, Lucian.
I will tell you everything eventually.
Please do.
I give a hug. I woke up without any names or any past, buried in the ground 2 years ago.
Buried in the ground?
You woke up buried in the ground.
Were you dead?
Obviously not.
In a box in the dirt?
In the dirt.
And you are saying that you have no memory.
My first memory, my oldest memory, is dirt in my face underground. Some asshole got buried in the dirt. Fuck him. I am enjoying what I'm doing. I want nothing to do with that. Anything that came before, I was happy to just leave it be.
Yeah, but do you have any theories for what happened before?
No. It's all...
Did you?
Do you have memories from your childhood?
Yeah, many.
Sure.
It felt like that. It's all bright and more meaningful than it should be. There was just nothing. I was practically catatonic. I was barely speaking.
Did you wake up two people or alone?
Alone.
Why did she seem like she looked up to you so much?
I don't know. I don't know who that was. I've never heard the name Lucian before, or that other name. I've never heard of any of it.
Yeah. Do you really not want to know your past? answer truthfully.
I really don't. Whoever that was came to that end. And I want nothing to do with that. Whatever it was, it doesn't feel good when the moments when something creeps through, I don't like it. I don't want anything to do with it. I was happy. I liked the circus. The circus was great. Conned people. We've all conned people. I've used other names before, and
No, but did they know you? Did they come up and give you a name?
This was the first time that's happened.
a lot of this was in the hopes that maybe it would never happen. Keep moving, keep quiet.
You don't know anything about the ritual that she was talking about?
Nothing. I just cut myself again on the wood frame and grab it and use radiance.
Okay. You watch as this bright, vibrant light just billows out of it, kind of glowing in the vicinity, similar that you've seen it encase the scimitar.
I'll admit, this is new.
Yeah, that's a hell of a thing.
You got to see the first time this happened.
Amazing person.
Okay, here's the thing that you're not catching. That wasn't me. This is mine. I don't want anything from that other person anymore. That person is someone else. I don't want anything to do with it. I did not feel good coming out of that. It was... I'm in for a penny, might as well. I'm told, although I don't entirely remember this part, that I only said the word empty over and over again for the first week.
Empty.
I don't want to remember anything. I don't want anybody else's baggage in my head. I don't want anybody else's problems, thoughts, ideas. I like this person right now is a good person, is a fine person, is a happy.
I will say, I'm a little concerned about, loose ends coming to bite you and us in the butt. However,
We all have a few, I assume.
I believe in second starts, and that's enough for me.
I spent 2 years before I met you all cajoling people, occasionally ripping them off, occasionally doing a good turn here or there. Never trust the truth. Truth is vicious. The truth thinks that you owe it something. None of that. I like my bullshit. It's good, it's happy, it makes other people happy.
But it's not who you are.
It is exactly who I am.
Can I ask you, when you're praying over your swords at night, are you actually doing anything?
Well, do you know who the Moonweaver is?
No.
Excellent. The swords are cheap carnival glass. There's nothing special about
Well,
them.
you seem like you have a pretty solidified identity for someone who has only had consciousness for 2 years.
Things came back quick, and the circus helped. They were good people. They did a lot for me. And joy can fill an awful lot of a person's life.
Cheers to bullshit.
I may be a liar, but I'm never a betrayer. I'm honest in my work, and I believe in doing a good turn. I've never cheated you out of money. I've never robbed from you. I know how, I stayed with that circus for 2 years, and I know how people treat each other. It's important. And all that stuff you told me before, I gotta admit, I didn't even listen to any bit of it. I was just trying to teach you a lesson. I don't care where you've been. I don't care what terrible things any of you have done. You're here now. This is how it works. People are looking for a path. They're looking for a path. And I'll tell you, and this is true, I did my best every town I went to and every town I left, no matter how they treated me, and a lot of them treated me with deep disrespect.
Some people are vulnerable and looking for answers.
I left every town better than I found it.
Which tattoos are the old ones? I mean, you don't have to. I don't want to see your naked body or anything, but do you have some?
Is it? Yeah, no. So I show off the peacock a little bit, and one of the peacock feathers on the neck.
What about your tattoos, though?
Thank you, Liam. one of the eyes and one of the peacock feathers is a bright crimson red, which any of you have ever made a fucking insight check would have noticed. God, I was waiting for you to fuck with me. It's also the same place that he bleeds every time that he uses any of his powers. There's also a red eye on the snake on the palm, and there's a red eye on the snake on the opposite side of the head.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
I tried to cover them, but they wouldn't take ink, so I just did my best.
They're not tattoos?
No, I don't know what they are.
Truth, no.
Is there anything about you that you don't want us to know?
Yes. Everything. I like the safety of it, and if I had had my way, this would have been a conversation for a later date. But I need to protect you and myself from whatever that is, so you need to know that that is a wild card.
I appreciate that.
Well, this was fun.
I feel like we should do this every night.
It's like a simple tool. It's like, sorry, I drooled a little.
Is that your new nickname?
What?
Simple tool.
You know what? That's fair. I'll take that.
Well,
That
you
was a
did do
good
this.
one.
I won't tell anybody.
It was a
Come
good
on.
jab.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Poison somebody later, that would be fun.
Well, it's a little late because I already took mine, so I'm just waiting to see what else is happening with it.
All right.
When Bo hears that, she just goes,
All right. So 2 of them have taken it.
And whoever's sober, keep us out of trouble.
Yasha.
Well, there's something I need to go do. You guys get
Yeah,
started.
no,
on-
Yasha, no, you always do this. No!
Somehow she knows you always do this.
I know, but I always take it and I never feel anything. But, it's fine.
Where do you go, Yasha?
All right. So
I'm excited.
the 2 of you that have ingested the scheme,
Yes.
10 minutes pass.
Yeah.
And the edges of your vision begin to cloud, and as you sit for a moment, your body begins to feel a bit weird, kind of nausea creeps in a bit, and then it looks almost like a very faint snow of dust in your vicinity just begins to kind of like the upside down, where you just kind of that kind of weird material that's kind of floating around a little bit.
Nothing good happens there.
Only for about 10 feet out to you. And it's just like a 10-foot area around you. And the coloration of your vision in this area becomes almost like a gray, colorless, black, white, and gray tone vision. I need you both to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
This sucks.
Can I look at the stuff? Can I inspect it and see what's going on?
Wisdom saving throw? 15.
15, okay.
I'm gonna say, don't fuck me, Gil.
Oh, okay.
Just wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
17.
17, okay. The effects of it, you resist the hour-long stun it would have held you in, as it is not a healthy thing to ingest under any circumstances. It is a very dangerous substance. But for the duration, the 2 of you can seed into the ethereal plane out to 10 feet.
I'm going walking.
Wait, what?
Who wants to go to a cemetery right now?
Wait, it takes them to the ethereal plane?
They can see into the ethereal plane out to a range of 10 feet.
I'm gonna put on my least interesting
tight.
cloak, and I'm gonna go find myself a cemetery.
Ooh, I flipped my blue cloak inside out to the brown side.
I don't know where they're going, but I think we gotta babysit them.
How do you feel? Do you see anything? Is it interesting?
I think it kind of sucks.
We're gonna work on it, though.
But
Are you guys going on a walk?
It's not quite like that.
But you can see really cool things. Yeah.
As this happens, you watch as this translucent-looking, almost piranha-faced serpent kind of scoot by this kind of ghastly-looking, almost anglerfish-looking kind of creature, kind of like.
Hey, Steve.
I'm going for a walk.
All right.
Molly, how long does this last?
I have no idea.
Am I gonna be like forever?
Is this the...
This is it. This is the rest of our lives.
Are we saying this is night 1 of a couple of days of piddling around?
Yeah.
I thought this was the first night, and
Yeah,
after this was our
Yeah.
celebratory night.
Yeah, this is more of a downtime period, so I'm trying to get through events.
I'm grabbing a little drink downstairs, and then I'm gonna go find myself gonna walk in whatever direction seems the most interesting shit outside is.
All right, you go with him.
Join Molly.
I'm
because-
babysitting them.
I'm gonna
All right.
follow behind and just throw pebbles at them from behind.
In the best interest of keeping a low profile for the next few days, you both wander out into the city streets, altered on.
Their hoods and our boring cloaks. Boring cloaks.
So as you guys begin to wander through the Interstead sprawl, once again, strange shapes pass through your peripheral. This occasionally hear this like chattering and distant chuckling, this kind of weird alien laughter. This seems almost like drifting spiritual energy that kind of freezes your blood as you kind of pass by. It's a really uncomfortable sensation. For about an hour or so, you just kind of wander in this space. At the end of the hour, I need you both to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Glad I got another pouch of this stuff. Could come in handy.
This could come in handy.
Just a saving throw.
18.
Yeah.
20.
You feel your body begin to grow woozy, and for a second you feel like you're about to black out and pass out, but you kind of catch yourself, and the sensation passes, your vision returns to normal, and it has run its course. You didn't discern or learn much, and you feel exhausted. Your body is pretty strained by the process.
Drink in a bathhouse?
I've got such cotton mouth.
You know, it just occurred to me.
What?
I didn't have a childhood. I've never said that out loud to someone before.
What happens if you have a childhood, but it's like barely a childhood because it was supposed to be someone else's childhood, but it was you instead? Is that a childhood?
What happened to you?
Yeah.
we're-
Bubbles in the
We're
brain.
following behind you guys. We're right
Let's
here.
get you to a bathhouse.
We are right here.
You were eating dirt about 10 minutes ago. It said it was snow.
Is that why I have cotton mouth?
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
you got a
God
big,
damn it.
just a big mud
Oh.
goatee.
I'm so proud of you. How deep of a sleeper are you?
I don't know. I feel after a day like today, pretty fucking deep.
Cool, find out. I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay. So is he? All right. So you head downstairs.
And I'm going to at least need the best masseuse they have, who's also willing to do other interesting things, and somebody to feed me and talk to me as the entire thing is going on. So.
Don goes, well, I can definitely provide those requests. That sounds like a two-companion request.
I would imagine so.
Wait, just so I'm clear.
I'm so happy.
You're
Detail.
gonna get a full release massage while you're eating a steak or something?
A full muscle.
Fruit, don't be crass. That's just weird.
Preference?
Best
Male,
hands.
female, in between?
Best hands, best conversationalist. I just surprise me.
Very well. That will run you 20 gold.
And I pay it, and you better sleep. You can sleep through it or not if you like.
I'm just gonna return with my face to the wall.
Welcome back to college, man.
College roommates.
I've thought about this. I had time to think while watching things outside. Not you guys. I've got the remnants of the fruit. I'm coming in with the food into their room, and I'm just wearing nothing but my tapestry. I'm your god. Long may I reign. Eat of my fruits.
I just ordered another fruit platter.
It's good. I got through a lot of this. This is a nice piece of hide armor. That's nice. That's very nice.
It's also for trade or purchase. Also, I have meats. I have pelts.
How much are you selling the hide armor for?
He thinks to himself for a second, considers what he's put the time and energy into it.
I made 15 gold pieces.
How about 16 gold pieces and you throw in a little bit of meat?
I give you 2 pounds of meat.
Perfect.
Coughs a bit, goes over and and starts grabbing the armor and pulling it off of the knob and setting it down, grabbing some meat. He goes and opens the back door and steps out and starts pulling it off of some of the racks and nails on there.
I can hear it, but I can't see it.
Yeah. You're staying where you are? Okay.
I'll start making my way over to their horses, having heard them go inside, I think.
Okay.
I would say Caleb has been narrating this to everybody back.
Make a perception check.
10.
10? Okay. He goes ahead and grabs the meat, sets him in like a small sack, ties it up, hands it over. The armor he preps and folds and sets over, hands it to you.
Pay the man. Pleasure doing business with you. Be careful, there's soldiers running around all over the place right now.
I'm aware.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much. Very apologies for intruding.
Good luck.
Closes the door here.
That's a bit weirder.
Yeah.
I am just yelling forward, and I am going to take a swing at the one that's looking a little rough. I believe it's the one.
I'll shift in right behind him and see Molly looking around, give him a little wink. I'll take the falchion and just take the back of his head off.
Molly, you watch as it's pulling back, ready to leap at you, and as it lurches towards you, kind of like stops. You watch as like the upper half of its shoulders and head kind of and slip and slaw off into the water.
Sorry, I was getting what fur, man. Shit. And I'll. Oh wait. Natural 20.
Oh. So you
peace out.
Vanish out of space. Okay, Ford, you're up. As you reapparate within 10 feet of where you were.
Closer to Molly.
There.
And I go, boo! Ah, shit.
Party's left.
And seeing that they're engaged elsewhere, I'll fire my first of 2 Eldritch Blasts at the one that's engaged with Molly and Yasha. I'll pop up and be like, God, fuck, the first time I do it, son of a bitch, and I'll go and send both of them over there.
Both just on its side. You watch as one of its arms just gets blown off and flings, landing on the top of the stairs before like rolling down a few steps and coming to rest.
Molly looks over, I'm like,
it slips down into the water. Yasha, you take one swipe at it just for good measure as it sinks below. All right, and roll your d20 to see where you can stay or go.
13.
Where should I go now?
It's important to remember that you don't.
So irritating.
Yeah, still, and I will hold Eldritch Blast until I see the reappearance of.
Good to know. Roll your dice.
The hit for it?
No.
Oh, right. Oh, shit balls.
No.
16.
Held actions in Blink can be a really tricky thing.
Show your fucking face.
Can you move while you're not blinked, by the way, or?
No.
Can you see into
I can see in here.
It's
and
like
all
ethereal, like Frodo with the ring on. Yeah.
Guys!
This is what Ripley used on you guys last campaign. All right.
Fuck you, Molly!
That finishes Ford's turn. Yasha, you're up.
Okay.
The door is closed currently.
I'll give it a knock. I'll even mind the knock.
Sorry, we're closed.
You're not buying today?
We're closed. It's sundown. We're not shopping out.
Already. What time do you open tomorrow?
Sunrise.
Are you sure you don't want to perhaps buy a fresh troll heart?
What?
I have a troll heart. It's full of poison.
Very wet.
Make a persuasion check. There's a moment and you hear. The door opens and you see on the inside this kind of wild-looking gaunt dwarf who has like a chin beard with green moss kind of growing on each side of it. His clothes look a little moistened. His forehead glistens with sweat, and he kind of peers through his eyes, kind of popped out. You said you have a troll heart? Come in, come in. Opens the door and lets you both inside, closes the door behind.
So I'm sort of curious as to how you came across this troll heart. Did you kill the troll?
Kill the troll.
We found a troll and we killed it.
That's amazing. I'm very impressed.
Do you want to see it?
I would like to very much place it upon this counter, please.
Okay.
On the leather of which you carried it.
Yeah. And I open the leather and kind of open it around it.
Oh. He reaches over and grabs some of these metal tongs and starts like kind of pushing and
I am inspecting it.
Let him prod. It's fine.
Takes a moment to look around. I can see there are some very fascinating applications
There's lots
that
of
can come from this.
aortas and chambers and stuff.
It is quite exquisite. I would be happy to buy this off of you. Do you have an asking price, or would you like me to make an offer?
Or could we could talk about trade possibly if you've got some
Probably
interesting
like
stuff.
you could buy it and also give us some stuff.
If you've got stuff to trade. You seem like a clever fellow. I'm sure you've got something around here that's interesting and unique.
Without breaking eye contact, it starts rummaging behind like this small wooden table that acts as this counter, which has a bunch of these little like planters and like potted, weird looking swamp fungus and plants that are kind of like grown together and entwined. One of them you kind of lean a little close and it kind of a little spore goes off and you back away just carefully. He pulls up, you hear like the clinking of glass, and he pulls up these two small jars and kind of opens this. I could spend the night preparing for perhaps some medicinal potions.
Like really strong ones.
As strong as you'll find this side of the Labenda.
Or is that like regular or stronger than that?
I don't know. I have to brew it to find out. It's not a perfect art form. You're impatient.
I'd say if we brew something together,
You give
we'll see
us
what you
a-
put together,
yeah.
and we'll definitely talk about what this is worth in the morning. And if you have anything unusual that you put together, if you have a signature blend of any kind, I'm always interested in people who are excited to experiment.
Unusual.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in the healing potions.
That too.
Right. The morning then.
We'll see you bright and early.
Take that troll. What's your name, by the way?
Smythe. Smythe Durban. Pleasure to meet you.
Smythe.
You think it would be better to leave this here? Does he have a containment or something?
Nope.
I mean, we killed a troll. It's not like we can't kill him if it goes wrong.
I'm taking it with me.
Vex is back.
Just an extra couple
I
gold.
leave 2 gold on the counter before I leave. For you, no matter what, but if you tell me what it is, I promise I won't tell the rest of them. I just want to lord it over them.
She palms the 2 gold. Goes, it's called feathered leather.
Enjoy your evening.
The one guy stands up to the guy who's yelled out, goes, "We are so sorry. We are so sorry. We didn't know it was you folks. Our most sincere apologies." And the other guy's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's like, don't understand. These are the ones that...
How's the management working out?
These are the ones that ashed Trevor. They put the guys put their hands, "Oh shit, we're so sorry." They drop their crossbows.
Caleb lets slow fizzle.
We didn't mean nothing. We're so sorry.
I'm gonna fire one crossbow bolt at that guy.
Go for it.
Oh, it's only a 13.
His leather armor, it hits.
Okay.
They're not very strong.
8 points.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, come on!"
I think
Doesn't feel good, does it?
Now. Is that apology accepted at this point?
Do you guys have healing potions? Because you just sent a lot of arrows at Knot. I mean, at this. I mean.
What have you got?
You said her name. It's okay.
We don't have much. Look, we're so sorry. Seriously, this is a huge.
No.
This is a huge misunderstanding.
I'm just going to put this out here that we just received an apology. This sort of behavior should be rewarded. I'm going to walk right into the middle of this. Gentle persons, are you harassing our employee right now?
They both look wildly confused. No.
We have employed the services of this person right here, and I would agree that you should probably leave right now and get another table for yourselves.
Make an intimidation check. Oh, please.
Nope. That's a 4. Come on, man. Oh.
As you lean forward in that tense glare, a little bit of a liquor-based burp comes up abruptly and kind of breaks the intensity of the moment. Oh, someone's starting early. Not too bad.
No, I've heard about these folks. Their blood's fire, but on the inside they're nothing but cold and clammy. And he goes and flicks the edge of your nose. These two little gnomish punks.
I use my tail.
And I'm using. I was about to say, if you want to go two at the same time, I say a little bit of infernal, and I'm going to actually use a blood maledict and make him go blind for a second.
And I was gonna smack him on the ass with my tail at the same time.
All right, which one? There's the one in the. There's kind of the bigger
I'll do
one.
the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
One on the left for me.
So the one that just flicked you in the nose, his eyes just go black, and you can see the bit of crimson kind of pulling at the corner of the eyes. He goes, "Whoa!" He stumbles back and like hits the stool and falls onto his ass. What's going on?
I'm gonna jump on top of him and start rifling through
Some
his
people
pockets.
cannot hold their liquor. Thank you. I was.
With your drinks full, let's begin! With that, I need you to go ahead and roll a Constitution check. Just roll a d20, add your Constitution modifier.
10.
Okay. You watch there as Duncan takes it.
No, wait, add your constitution. You got 12.
Oh, 12, sorry.
You're drinking it and it's getting through. It's fine.
12, thank you.
You're partway through your drink and he's already finished. Poof, on the table. It was a natural 20 on his end.
Oh, yeah.
So you finish the drink and you're like a little effervescent, but it's there. So that's one loss on your end. How the rules work is the first to 3 losses is the one in these competitive spaces.
Oh, so you have to drink fast.
Well,
I thought you just said it didn't matter how.
It didn't matter. No, that was just how fast he finished. The idea is you both make competitive Constitution checks, and the first to 3 losses in that competition is the one that either barfs or passes out.
Barf saves.
Barf saves.
Yeah, essentially.
Copy.
So
In your computer.
at that point, as soon as you guys drop the drinks, next round fills up both of them. The crowd starts cheering. Go ahead and roll.
Come on, Molly.
God damn it. 8.
He rolled a 2 plus 2. So this time around, you managed to finish a little sooner than him. Put it down. He's like, roll again. Fills up for the 3rd round.
20.
You go ahead and finish your drink a little bit sooner than him. Plop it down. And from behind him, you hear Old Bunny go, "Don't you lose it, boy." A voice that grates like it's been slammed across 100 years of seawater.
Molly, how is it?
It's rough.
Roll off again.
19.
Yes.
You finish your drink. He takes the next one, pops it down, and you both stare for a moment. Down the front of his shirt. It's like, oh, the crowd just goes like, no, tries to scoop it back up. Like, no, I need it up. And then, and you watch as Irina kicks him out of the chair. And he's done. First round goes to the Mighty Nine. The 3/4, beat begins to pick up 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As you guys continue to dance, a few other couples begin to get up and start kind of faking it. They don't seem to know, but they're kind of watching and playfully making up their own waltz type maneuver. And like an impromptu half-assed waltz begins to develop here in the center of the tavern.
I'm in.
We'll dance a bit.
So you guys begin to join this as well. Which one of you is leading?
I'll lead.
All right.
Absolutely.
Molly's leading. Not at his beck and call. As you guys now begin to kind of dance around in a circle. Bo and Ford, you both there kind of drunkenly staring at this.
Actually,
I'm going to grab Bo before we head up.
Yeah, I'm coming on the door. Let's keep going.
Yeah. All right.
What?
Is it all right if I try something? No, nothing like that. I just want to...
I will fucking punch you if you try and kiss me.
Oh, God.
I know it's attractive.
How
I know
are
I'm
your hangovers
attractive.
normally? How is your hangover? Whatever team you're on, I'm not sure I play for that one. It's team fuck off, I'm well aware. How are your hangovers normally?
I'll normally wake up and I sweat it out.
I got a weird thought.
I don't know about this.
This may feel weird. I'm going to try my blood maledict.
What?
I'm going to do I'm going to do the purgation advance to see if I can cure a hangover with it. I don't know if it'll work. Technically, it's a poison, and I'm willing to drop some HP into this. It gets a little fancy, and it's mostly just to see if I can clean it up a little bit. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't.
Are you going to amplify or not?
Oh yeah, I want to see if it works.
All right.
I'm a hot mess and I like it.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, Bo.
Saving throw?
Yes.
That hurt.
This one does this every time.
It's a fucking tease.
Yeah, I'd get rid of that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dick. 6.
6. You manage to sober her up a little bit, but you're still pretty tipsy. But from going blackout drunk, you're now just like heavily buzzed and like right at drunk.
I feel like this could be very useful. I'm going to work on this.
What's interesting is as you finish this, you watch as out of some of the pores, the actual alcohol is drawn out, hovers in the air for a second before dropping onto the ground.
What?
Yeah.
No, it was a party foul!
Schmidt, 1 second. You two circus people. Mollymauk.
Yeah.
Could oh, that's cute. Could the two of you do something fabulous over there?
Make a distraction?
Yeah.
Juggle
see why not.
something?
Yeah, I could, I could, have you stand on my shoulders.
We could do that thing. Do you remember the vaulty thing?
Oh, I remember
Let's do
the
the vaulting thing. All right, you're going to do the thing. I'm going to do the vault up. All right.
Okay. Ready?
At which point, Cliff goes like, "Oh, we're going to see a performance."
Yeah. Get ready.
I
'cause it's-
preemptively send Schmidt over to the closest bucket.
Okay, and the range on that is cannot get
60 feet.
Cannot get more than 60 feet from you, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So, what are the two of you doing?
If you get near the fence, I'm going to try and jump on top of the fence.
Oh, great.
All right, but I don't need the
Okay,
you know,
ready?
Yep.
Wait, you're gonna jump
Wait,
the
you're gonna
fence?
go
No,
in?
wait, this is a
No.
distraction. You're not supposed to jump in.
I'm going to jump on top of the fence.
Oh God.
Are you going to go in? Or are you
No, I'm just going to do the footer with
Razzle
the
dazzle?
Yeah, with the razzle dazzle.
Okay, ready?
All right. So, first
Here's a question. I'm sorry. Oh, how wide apart? Is it bars, the fence? What kind of fence?
No, there are large metal poles incrementally about every 12 or so feet. In between them, it looks like there are cross lattices of like inch wide and about quarter-inch thick metal bars that kind of weave across and form the fence.
So that bucket's not going between any of that?
Probably not.
Would you be able to use your visible hand to lift that up and over?
When Schmidt comes close enough, yes.
Okay.
All right. You guys are prepared?
Yep.
So, I would like you to go ahead and make an acrobatics check with advantage because you're being aided by Asha.
I'll keep watch.
Oof. 10.
10. As you reach down, grabbing the foot of Mollymauk with one big, you lift him, he tosses in the air gracefully, arms out, almost like a reverse swan dive into the air. You land and land, legs open. You manage to miss the vital areas, but it definitely racks the inside of the thigh a little bit in a painful landing.
Can I try and push up into a handstand and?
You managed
Pull it
to
up?
do so, but it lacks the
Grace.
presentational and grace element of it. So go ahead and make a performance check, but with disadvantage from the impact.
Also, when he crashes, right at that moment, I ask Schmidt to move the bucket 3 feet closer to us.
Okay.
Low to the ground.
All right.
Can I aid in? Okay.
Yeah. Natural 20. Oh, no, disadvantage.
Yes.
15.
15. Okay. Still pretty good. So in spite of the impact, you slowly stagger back up to the top, balance yourself
up and flipping back up, and I'm going to get the swords out. I'm going to start slowly working on moving down the fence with both swords, doing a spin and trying to actually get a little flip going, a little acrobatic.
Oh boy, another 10 feet towards me.
All right.
And I'll need you spotting because I'm not great at this.
I'm watching.
All right, so this is happening. You're turning it around. It's starting to work into your advantage. As this is happening, Schmidt is slowly dragging on its own. The unseen servant is dragging this bucket 3 feet at a time.
I'm keeping watch for any workers who might be noticing the bucket.
None seem to be noticing the bucket at the moment, but you do see about 3 or 4 that are looking over at this very colorful, flashy, performing, nearly racked tiefling who is in the process of juggling swords in the air and doing a series of completely spontaneous performance art for no reason.
Bravo! Bravo!
You see 2 of the nearby workers start kind of looking over confused, start talking to each other. You can kind of hear them muttering. One of them runs off to one of the supervisor dwarves who's about 80 to 100 feet off to go tell him what's happening. He looks over and eventually you hear, as Schmidt's getting closer and closer, the bucket of tar is maybe 20 feet from the fence line, and you hear a voice go, "Hey, hey! What are you doing? Get down from there! Get! Go on!
Onto your shoulders now.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a jump and try and land on the shoulders. Straight acrobatics? Or?
Straight acrobatics for this.
All right. You go away. I'm trying you. That's a natural 20.
Oh.
Laying right onto Yasha's shoulder. She catches you there, and you're still, from their perspective, you jumped off of the fence and then landed behind the fence and are
I'm
just
gonna
kind
do
of
a little like side by side walking to make it look like he's.
Sorry, you had a great fence, and we're working on an act.
I have some beef, as you may have gathered, with this crew. I'm not interested in just getting your friends and getting out. I want to fucking kill every single last one of them.
Oh.
So if you want any more information from me, I'm gonna need a little bit of buy-in.
I just tossed 20 gold and like, throw me a cigarette, please.
20 gold is expensive. Wait, so if you could rescue your friends or friend or whatever,
There ain't nobody left to rescue, man.
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure.
So it's revenge then.
So if Shady Creek Run is full of a bunch of criminals and you said you lived there for a while, what were you doing there?
It's not important.
Well, that's pretty clear.
No one there did anything nice, okay? So just fucking imagine something shitty, and I probably did it, okay? I'm not proud of it. I'm trying to turn a new leaf, as it were, so...
I just imagine some crazy shit.
I feel like it's like a horror film. The more you leave it up to your imagination, the worse it is.
Okay.
Not one to interrogate someone's past. Information's information. We could use some help.
So if you want my aid, I know that place like the back of my hand. I need some kind of assurance that when we find these motherfuckers, you're not just gonna grab your friends and run. Because I'm gonna need some backup if I'm gonna take them out.
How about equal assurance that you don't fuck us over?
You can also hire us.
Hire you?
20 gold.
You just gave me 20 gold.
That's how I know you can afford us. Look at the kid. Is he freaked out by the way I look? Is he?
No, not at all.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna try something.
Okay, he does have a giant owl on his shoulder and is currently kind of preoccupied with the owl.
So I'm gonna try this. I haven't tried this yet. I'm gonna hold up the moon card. I'm gonna try and do a sleight of hand trick and flip it to one of my little moon trinkets, moon baubles.
Ooh, make a sleight of hand check.
Let's see how this goes. This be the most hilarious natural one. 8.
8? Mm-hmm. Okay. It happens, but
it's not beautiful yet.
The trick is very visible, what you did, and the kid still seems amused.
Give him the bauble.
Smiles. Funkin' ruffles feathers. Looks a bit spooked.
I give it a little scratch. Want to gamble?
I'm not much of a gambler. You're thinking a jester.
No, I'm not.
What?
This is a game we used to play.
What?
Take my cards, put the deck down, put a question on the deck. Whoever draws the highest card has to answer it.
Wait, are these like playing cards or your tarot cards?
Tarot cards, when they got numbers.
You know I fucking hate those things.
I know.
I don't want anything to do with them.
I'll throw one out there for you. What's the best lie you've ever told?
The best lie I've ever told?
I'll give you mine if you give you yours. Whoever gets the highest has to tell. Or whoever gets the lowest has to tell.
All right, deal.
Let's roll d20, see whose number's lower.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me flip to my backstory. Just in case here.
You can be a little vague with it. You don't have to be. I rolled very high.
Natural 20.
Ooh. 17.
Oh. You played yourself.
I did.
This one has a pretty big number on it.
Shite.
Yeah.
Best lie I've ever told. I pretended to be royalty for 3 weeks. For a scam.
That's fascinating. What kind of scam?
It was just a little while after I had gotten my consciousness, sort of sorted out, and we got into a town and figured out that we could actually get some nice digs, and they were seeing if I could maybe bullshit my way through it, and it was kind of my test. So I pretended to be a reincarnated royalty from across the sea.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating.
That was a lot of fun.
Do you not like knowing your past? That way you can have multiple backstories? Be multiple people at once?
I like knowing that because it's not there, that it doesn't matter, and it helps. It helps knowing I don't think it matters for anybody. I don't care where anybody's from. It's nice. I certainly don't care where I'm from.
I'll tell you one of my best lies, one that I was most proud of.
Before I pass the drink.
Just because that was a pretty good one.
That's usually how this rolls.
Yeah. There was a politician in the town that I grew up and didn't like very much.
Politician?
Didn't like his wife either. Wanted to find some dirt on him. Pretended to be a house hand for them, a little handyman. Found some dirt, figured out that they were cheating on each other, and destroyed their relationships and their lives. Maybe I shouldn't be proud of that, actually.
No, I'm very impressed, actually. You are a good friend to have and a terrible enemy to make.
Yeah. Anyway.
To not quite being the worst people. Cheers.
Cheers.
Good night.
Molly, you have a brief moment as the consciousness and life leaves you. What are your last words?
With blood.
Oh, God.
As it kind of slams into his face.
Respect.
And then twists the blade. The life leaves Molly.
Eyes never shut.
Do you all remember what Molly said a few weeks ago? When he told us that he left every town better than what he found it? When he first told me that, I remember my first initial knee-jerk reaction was, you fucking arrogant, narcissistic bastard. No one can fucking know that. He was an arrogant bastard, but he was right. And do you know how I know? We had a conversation last night. We were up for watch. And he asked me what my greatest lie was, and we pulled fucking cards for it. Loser would go first. And he told me this story about tricking a town into thinking he was royalty and being a king to pull off a scam. And I was almost going to tell him about my childhood. And I didn't. Because he told that fucking story. And I realized even in his scams, when he was doing something shitty, he was still making people feel good or feel special. Like the town was being visited by, graced by his presence, by his royal highness. And I told him this story of ruining a couple's lives by extorting them because I fucking could. Because I fucking felt like it. So I realized if I can deliberately leave a town shittier than what I found it, of course he could fucking leave a town better than what he found it. And I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm gonna go off and be a fucking hero, but maybe we can equal out and I can at least not fuck any more shit up. and take baby steps towards the leaving the town better thing. So that's the least I can do for him. I'm going to start with these fuckheads.
I'll take you there.
So interested.
Not. Want a trinket? Remember Mollymauk?
Molly said not to steal from happy people.
Is that what you think I'm doing?
No. I think you should take everything you can. But I can't steal from this one. We, say some words or anything?
Pour a drink?
Sure. I'll pour drinks.
Long may he reign.
Long may he reign.
It's the best fucking shit I've had.
Shine bright, circus man.
I think you're supposed to say things about how good they were and how many people loved them and what a wonderful life they had. But I don't think any of those things are true, or at least we don't know. I don't think he even knew. So.
Caleb sighs and just takes like a 5-foot, 6-foot sturdy branch, one that could be a walking stick, and I take that stone, that lucky rock that I found, and I start to hammer the branch into the ground so it is sticking up like a post, and then hang Mollymauk's coat from it.
That'll be stolen, though.
Not right away. And if he comes up out of the ground, it will be here waiting for him in a day or two.
Maybe you should write another note and leave it on the coat that says, "Don't fucking steal this, you fucking looter assholes. Dead guy's buried here."
I think we will just leave the coat, Beauregard.
I feel like a note could be very convincing. But I that's fair. All right, let's go.